All right, let's do this. If you're gonna use the playlist, you can go ahead and fire it up right now if you want. It's all good. And so I know some people join from out of the country and different U.S. time zones, and that we all haven't met before, right? My name is Laura Beth, and I'll be guiding you. It's roughly it's a gentle-ish flow with some longer holds and stretches. The idea is to get comfortable with your body, with yourself, with your breath, and to really get curious and to explore the uniqueness that is you, right? This experience that you're having, that is an experience that is happening simultaneously with all the billions of other people, right? And for me personally, this yoga practice is not only intended for me as an individual, it is also my dharma, my purpose, to use my yoga practice as a catalyst for doing better in my community, doing better with the people around me. And so it is possible. It's there, right? So do with that what you will, right? But I truly believe that the more we step on our mats, the more that we practice, the better we feel. And the better we feel, the more equipped we are to move in a space that is compassionate, in a way that is loving and respectful to others, and all of that entails, right? So you'll notice I have a couple of blocks today, and feel free to Control Alt Delete that, right? This is our breath or breath movement expansion. So I want you to really focus on today opening up through the chest, through the upper back. We're going to move through the sides of the neck and all those things. So if you would like to open up in a supported fish pose with me, it's a supported heart opener. People feel different about where the block goes, if it's vertical or horizontal. I want you to kind of feel that out for yourself. You could also drop a block, or excuse me, a towel on top of your block if that bothers your back. And ideally, the base of the block finds, if you're wearing a bra, it finds the base of the bra line. If not, it's kind of like that second to last floating rib. So kind of feel it out in your body. You're going to lie your back, your spine on this block. I'm going to take supine butterfly legs, so Supta Baddha Konasana. I'm actually going to slide my block up just a little bit more. And then let your head fall back. Now, if that's uncomfortable, you can slide a second block underneath the back of your skull. You could also do a pillow. I feel like I need to open up my throat, open up my chest and my neck. So I'm going to let my head hang back. And then your arms can reach out, palms face up, or you could put a palm on your low belly, a palm on your chest. Find something. Seal your soles of your feet together. Heels coming towards your sits bones if you're taking the Supta Baddha Konasana variation with the legs. Otherwise, your feet could be planted to the earth with your knees to the sky. Your legs could also extend forward. And then close down your eyes. Relax your brows, relax your jaw. You might need to take your fingertips towards where your mandible, like at the bottom, connects to the top jaw and rub a little bit. We hold tension there. And then Wherever you are in your breath cycle, go ahead and exhale completely. And then take a deep inhale, allow for your belly to expand. The breath rises all the way to the top. And then you exhale, ground back down. Take a deep inhale. And open mouth, side out. One more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now you can seal your lips and inhale exclusively through the nostrils, evening out your breath so that the inhale and the exhale match both in duration and intensity. And just breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. And breathe out. And know that you're breathing out. And then bring the soles of your feet together, your knees up towards the sky, but plant your feet on the ground. If you have the block underneath your upper back, you're going to take either your left or your right elbow down so that you can press up. Slide the block out from underneath you. And then flatten your spine back down onto the ground. Give yourself a moment before doing anything else. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock your knees from side to side. Your face can go in the opposite direction from your knees if you like it. Maybe roll out your ankles. Oof, I don't know if y'all can hear that. And then come right back into center. Slide your hands behind your thighs. Press your feet up into the sky. We're going to spinal rock and roll forward and backward. The length of your spine, if it's available. Keep your low back rounded so it doesn't slap against the earth. And your low belly pulled in and up. My spine is feeling pretty tight today. So honor your body where it's at. Take like 3 to 5 of these today. And then the last one's going to bring you forward, but just to a seated position. Take your right leg out to the side body, and then the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Now inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and on the exhale, twist over your right leg and fold down. Now spin your navel towards your right thigh bone. And just try to be here. Breathing deeply. And then on the inhale, kind of lift your chest ever so slightly and spin a little bit towards the right. So you're starting to get a twist here. And perhaps you walk your left hand to the outside of your right foot and then spin your sternum a little bit more towards the right. It's your first pretty deep twist, so don't overdo it, right? Now, this is your exhale. I want you to inhale, walk yourself forward to the left. Bring your left hand down behind your left hip. And then reach up and over. Perfect. Exhale here. Inhale, get a little bit bigger. Lift your hips, lift your chest. And then on the exhale, sit yourself down. Walk all the way over, spin towards your right foot again. You're emptying out as you twist in towards your right leg. And then breath to movement. Inhale, spin over to the left, left palm down, hips, heart, right arm reaches. Exhale, sit yourself down, spin over to the right, left hand to the outside of your right foot. 2 more just like that. Inhale, open it up, left palm down, hips high, right arm to the sky. Exhale, sit yourself down, twist and spin to the right. Last one, inhale, open this up. It's a modified wild thing. And then exhale, sit it down, twist over to the right. Beautiful. Now inhale, come right back front and center. Exhale, cross your right ankle in front of the left. Hands onto your kneecaps. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, drop your heart forward. And then exhale, round it out, dome out your upper back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. It's a seated cat. Inhale to a seated cow. Roll your collarbones open, your heart presses forward. And then exhale, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, navel to your spine. One more. Inhale, rock it forward. And then exhale, tuck it in. Inhale, come into center. And then exhale, take your left leg out to the side, body the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine. The inhale, reach your arms out and up like your second and third toe on your left foot are pointing up and back towards your shin. And then exhale, twist over to the left. So working through your left hamstring, relax your right shoulder down. It's okay if you feel tight. Breathe. Don't overdo it. Watch your right shoulder. Now remember, inhale, lengthen. Maybe your right hand comes to the outside of your left foot. You're twisting deeper. Exhale completely. Inhale, walk your right hand forward, back, drop it behind your right hip. Press your palm down if you're into it. Lift up, press your hips, your heart forward, float your left hand up and over. And then exhale, sit yourself down. Shift forward and over to the left to twist. Now breath to movement 3 times. Inhale, swim your right arm forward, drop it back behind you, press your hips, your heart high. Left foot goes flat, and then exhale, hips down, spin over to the left. Inhale, open it back up. And exhale, sit it down and spin. Last one, inhale, we open, right palm behind you, hips high, heart lifted. And then exhale, sit yourself down, spin over to the left. Now inhale, come right back front and center. This time exhale, Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together, your heels in towards your sits bones. Now it's early, so don't go overboard. But let your knees hang comfortably open. You can bring your hands behind you to lift your chest. Draw the pit of your belly in. So that little space between your navel and your pubic bone, that soft skin, your subtle energy, right? So all of that area, where we hold a lot of emotions. It can be where you hold your fear, but just below it, right? That's also your creative center. So draw in and up, feel the heat there, and allow that to be where your movement originates from, right? That is source. That is all that you are, right? And it's all good. Sometimes we let that fire burn out, right? Use your breath, use your body. Get comfortable with it. And then if you want to take your hands to your feet, the inhale, lift your chest. You have the option to exhale, hinge forward through your hips, lead with your heart, and come down. Now, if this starts to feel limited through the groin, through the inner thighs, you can always take your feet farther away from you. You can also move into Baddha Konasana B, which is a rounded spine, taking your eyebrows down towards the crescent moon shape that the arches of your feet make. But just know it's different, right? So you gotta know what you're doing so you know what you're doing. Beautiful, y'all. Breathe. None of this has to be perfect, it just has to be honest. And slowly lift yourself back up. And then hug your knees, your inner thighs towards one another. Wrap your arms around your shins. Take a beat. Yeah. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Your forehead comes down towards the knees. And then all fours, hands and knees when you're ready. You might have to scoot back a little bit. I'm going to get my towel for my 40-year-old knees. And then stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers out wide. And then on your inhale, drape a soft belly down towards the ground. Lift your chin, lift your tail. And on the exhale, dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. Let your head hang down. And then inhale, drape your belly down. There's going to be a sway to your low back as you press your heart forward. And then exhale, round it out, navel to your spine. Inhale the belly down. And exhale the belly up. Let's take 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Now inhale, come back into a neutral spine. And then exhale, start to sway your hips around. So use maybe the full space of your mat. And go in opposite direction when you're ready. I don't know if y'all can hear everything just popping and cracking over here. And then right back into center. Curl up your toes. Inhale deeply through your nose and then press your palms down and exhale, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Your feet might be about hip width distance apart. If that doesn't feel great, switch it up. And then lift one heel and then the other, pedal out your feet. And then inhale, float. You know what? Actually, hold on. Hold that thought. On the inhale, take a soft bend to your knees and gaze forward. And then exhale as many steps as you want to take your feet to your hands. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Take your feet about hip width distance apart, and then exhale, let your head go, grab opposite elbows. Let's ragdoll for a second, release out of your low back. Now the tendency is to either roll into one, either the inner or the outer arch here. I invite you to find balance between both arches on both feet. Let your head go. Relax your shoulders from your ears. And then on the inhale, let your hands drape down and then roll yourself up one vertebra at a time. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. And then roll your shoulders back and down when you get to the top. And then inhale, reach your arms out and up. On the exhale, drop your left hand down, reach your right arm up and over. If you feel this in your low back at all, pull the pit of your belly in, take the top of your pubic bone up towards your navel. And then inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, your right arm down, your left arm up and over, same thing. And then inhale, both arms reach. And exhale, fold down. And on the inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands down, step your feet back. Hold your high plank just for a breath. Press down into the webbing between your thumb and your finger. And then let your knees come down to the ground with control. Use your core. And then exhale, take your hips towards your heels for child's pose. Walk your hands forward, let your forehead come down. Roll your forehead from side to side. And then inhale, press up into your box pose. On the exhale, curl up your toes, lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Breathe. And then inhale, float your right heel up to the sky. Use your whole breath. On the exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip. It's an open hip twist, but watch your right shoulder. And then inhale, re-lengthen your right leg, point your right toes back down to the ground. And exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Your left heel goes flat, so moving nice and slow. On the inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head, and then stay for the exhale. Feel the outer edge of your left foot down to the ground. And let's just be here. Arms can reach up to the sky. Take one more inhale here. On the exhale, take your elbows back and down. Open up through your chest. Now inhale right here. Exhale, bind up your hands at the small of your back. Now inhale, puff your chest up. On the exhale, slide your fist over towards the left side waist. If that's not available, it's all good. Just leave your fist down or just wrap your right forearm around the small of your back in a half bind and then let your left ear come down towards your left shoulder. On the inhale, take the crown of your head back up. Exhale, slide your fist down towards the small of your back. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, open yourself up, warrior two, right side. Open your arms out like a T. And then gaze over your right fingertips. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Now reach your arms up overhead. Your left hand is going to circle your right wrist, so your right palm is kind of facing up. And then reach your fingertips towards the back of your mat to reverse your warrior, but taking your right wrist to stretch a little bit more. Rebend into your right knee. And then soft release. Open your arms out to a T. Gaze towards your right fingertips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Frame your front foot. Now I'm going to bump my left foot in slightly and then straighten through the right leg. Press down into the big toe ball mound of your right foot and then spin your navel towards your right thigh bone so that your right hip pulls back, left hip forward. Breathe here. Lead with your clavicles. Now with or without a bent right knee, inhale into a standing split. So you can either bend your knee to transition or transition with a straight leg. Now let your head hang down. Your hands could be on blocks here or down on the ground. Spin your left toes down so your left hip and your right hip are in alignment. By having that alignment, you're going to feel this in your right outer hip as well, not just the hamstring. One more inhale. Exhale, place your left foot down on the ground next to the right. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. Let your head go. Inhale, bend into your knees, sit your hips back and down. Reach your arms up for a chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Navel in and up. Take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs. Bring your hands down to heart center. Inhale, open your arms out and up. Exhale, take your left arm underneath the right. Now you can either hug opposite shoulders or you can eagle up your arms. It's up to you. Palm to palm. Now inhale, lift the elbows and lift the forearms if it's available. And exhale to round. Take your elbows in towards your chest, maybe towards your navel. Really open up through the backside of the heart space. Breathe with your backside lungs. And then with your inhale, slowly lift back up. Unravel your arms nice and slow. Counter out that eagle work with the elbows back and down on your exhale. Bind up your hands at the small of your back if it's available, or grab opposite elbows. Inhale to puff up your chest. Exhale, hinge at your hips, drop your head down, work your fist up and over. And then let your hands come down to the ground. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, step it back. And lift your hips up and back to your inverted letter V. Tap back into your breath. And then you inhale, float your left leg up to the sky. And exhale, bend your left knee, stack your hip, watch the left shoulder. Inhale, re-lengthen your left leg, spin your left pinky toe down first. And then exhale, step your left foot to your left thumb, your right heel goes flat. Inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head, Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One. Arms up overhead. One more inhale here. And then exhale, take your elbows back and down, and then make a fist at the small of your back. On the inhale, puff up your chest. On the exhale, slide your fist over towards your right side waist. Breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathe. On the inhale, float your crown back up. Slide your fist back and down, open up through your chest, and then take your arms out and up. That's your inhale. Exhale, open yourself up, Warrior Two, left side. You might have to fix up the feet so that you're more on a tightrope rather than railroad tracks. Drop your pelvis down, arms open out like a T. Your gaze, your drishti goes to your left hand. And then lift your left arm up to the sky. Right hand circles left wrist, so your palm's going to face kind of up or out. Then keep the bend in your left knee. And then open up through your left side body. Gently guide the left wrist up and over with the circling of your right hand. And then gently release back to Warrior Two. Inhale here. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Frame your front foot. I'm going to bump my back foot in slightly. Straighten through the left leg. And then bump my right foot to the right ever so slightly so that I'm back to like railroad tracks, right? Press down your left big toe ball mound. Pull your left hip back, your right hip forward, and breathe deeply into this. Don't skip the breath, right? Don't cheat yourself. It's the greatest gift we have is being able to breathe deeply and evenly. Feel this opening through your left hamstring. Try to take the rounding out of your upper back. So like I'm rounding a little bit. So try to take your clavicles towards your left ankle, right? Now you can transition with or without a straight or bent leg, whatever it is that you need. You're going to inhale all of your weight to the left leg, the right leg rises. Exhale, spin your right pinky toe down. You're going to feel it more in the IT band on the left side, the left outer hip, all that good stuff. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your right foot down next to the left at the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold yourself down. Inhale, bend your knees, sit your hips back and down. Chair pose, press your feet down, lift your chest, lift your arms. Stay right here. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs, bring your hands down to heart center. Your chest will rise. Now inhale, open your arms out to a T. Exhale, the right arm underneath the left. Either hug opposite shoulders or eagle up your arms. You have the option to stay just like this. Otherwise, inhale, lift your elbows, lift your forearms. And exhale, round through your upper back. Holding here for several breaths so you feel the backside of your heart space open and expand. And then slowly release. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, elbows back and down. And then you inhale, make a fist with your hands, base of your spine, roll your shoulders back. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Let your head hang down and your fist works its way up and over. Think of an internal rotation to your upper arm bones. So the humerus is actually spinning internally to the shoulder socket. It's going to allow for your shoulders to soften down away from the ears so that the sides of the neck are free. One more inhale. And then let your hands come down as you exhale. Inhale, tabletop your back without creasing the back of your neck. And then exhale your hands down. Step yourself back to your downward facing dog. With control, nice and slow, inhale, roll to your hands and your knees. And then exhale, bring your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Walk your arms forward. With the inhale, walk your fingertips forward, and then exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Stretch through your right side body. And then inhale, walk your hands through center. Exhale to walk them all the way over to the right. And then inhale, come right back through center. Exhale, press up into your box pose. So all fours. Roll around if you need to here a little bit. And then inhale, extend your right leg long behind you. Lift it up to hip height. And then on the exhale, bring your right foot all the way forward. Stay on the back knee. And then slide your left knee back. Inhale, pull your heart through. Let your pelvis soften down and forward. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Exhale, shift back. We've already been in a pyramid pose, but just for a moment, I want you to stretch this out. And then if you want the IT band to work, take your hands over to the outside of your right foot, right leg. All right. Now walk yourself back towards center. On the inhale, walk yourself forward. Rebend your right knee. Now on the exhale, press your palms down. Slide your right foot back but then cross your right knee behind the left, right? So your hands are down on the ground, shoulders stacking over elbows, stacking over wrists. Beautiful. Now lengthen your spine. You have the option to stay right here. You could probably sit back a little bit. If you wanted to go into like Gomukhasana and sit all the way back, I'm going to do something before I come down. So if you want to stay right here, or if you already want to sit down, that's totally fine. I'm going to take a twist from here. So with my right knee tucked behind the left, the right hand can come in front of the left knee. And then you would open your left arm high. It's a deep twist, so feel it out, and if it doesn't feel right in your body, you skip it. And then I'm going to let my left hand come down, and now I'm going to sit back. So if the outer hip or the groin or anything is feeling limited today, your heels might be really close and towards your hips. All good. If you're feeling spacious, they might open out a little bit more. So just be here. And be cool with whatever's showing up, right? It's all good, y'all. It's all good. Shoulders back and down. Your heart is high. And then you could walk yourself forward. If you want the arms here for Gomukhasana, take your right arm up and over, and then drop your fingertips in between your shoulder blades. Left hand would catch your right elbow. And then your left arm wraps around the small of your back. Your fingertips kind of reach up towards the right fingertips. But the back of your skull is still pressing into that soft space of the right underarm, not the right underarm, the right forearm. And as you can see, I mean, again, this is definitely something that is a challenge for me, right? I have a lot of shoulder joint mobility. I don't have a lot of like musculature mobility when it comes to upper back and shoulders. And then slowly release. Bring your hands to the ground. Walk yourself back forward. Inhale, bring your right leg up and back. Now exhale, bring your right knee all the way forward for half pigeon, and then slide your left leg back. Now, your right shin could come all the way up to parallel to the top of your mat, or your right heel can come all the way in towards your pelvis, or anywhere in between. On the inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your heart forward, and on the exhale, come down. Wherever it is that feels right in your body, just breathe it out. Relax your brows. Relax your jaw. As you breathe in, know you're breathing in. As you breathe out, know you're breathing out. All right, now walk your hands back. Lift your chest. Curl up your left toes. Lift your left knee. Shift your hips up and back, and then take your right leg up to the sky. Bend your right knee. Circle yourself out. Get some circulation back into the right hip. And then let's meet in downward facing dog. Pedal the feet if you need it. And then inhale, float your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Bring your right knee down to the ground. And then on the inhale, let your pelvis soften down and forward. And then exhale, shift your hips back. Lengthen through your left leg. Flex the toes towards your shin. And then you can stay right here, or you can drop your right hand to the outside of your left leg. Work into your IT band. Your hands can also be on blocks. And then on your inhale, walk yourself back forward, unravel. On the exhale, take your left leg behind you. The knee is bent. Cross your left knee behind the right. and then stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Now remember, if you are more into just going ahead and sitting back, or also just staying here and feeling this out, you absolutely can. If you want the twist, your left hand drops in front of your right knee, and then you inhale to open yourself up. Ideally, you would stack the shoulders, stack the clavicle, gaze high. Breathe. It's a lot. One more inhale. Whew. And then exhale, bring your right hand down. Sit yourself back. Separate out the feet if that feels comfortable. Otherwise, just leave your heels in towards your glutes. It's all good, y'all. Let's be here for a moment before adding the arms. Breathe into this space. Feel both sits bones root down to the ground. And then on your inhale, if you want it, take your left arm up to the sky. Drop your fingertips in between your shoulder blades. Right hand finds the left elbow head. You lift first, and then your right forearm can wrap around the small of your back in a half bind. Fingertips search for one another, both hands. Breathe. You do have the option to fold forward. I'm going to stay lifted today. When you're ready, release the arms out. And then come back forward. On the inhale, lengthen your left leg behind you. And on the exhale, bring your left knee through for your half pigeon. Slide your right leg back. Now your left shin again can be up to parallel to the top of your mat. The heel can be all the way in towards the sit bone, towards the pelvis. But wrap your right hip, your right rib cage forward, and then melt down. Your arms can reach forward, out, back, whatever you need. All right, y'all. Slide your hands back. Inhale to lift your chest, to curl up your right toes, lift your right knee. And then exhale, float your left leg up and back, bend your left knee, circle everything out. And then bring your left foot down. Taking your time, come down to a seated position. So bring your knees down to the ground. And then whatever way, if it's spinning your heels out to the side or crossing your feet at the ankles, just find a seated position. And then once you're there, you're going to roll down all the way to your back, but keep that C curve to your spine. Now, I got out my my yoga wheel. Most people don't have one of these, right? I get that. I'm going to walk you through bridge or wheel once you're down on the ground. I am going to use my yoga wheel just because I really need to roll out the whole length of my spine. Like I feel something back there. If you have one, feel free to follow along with me. But it's totally not necessary. I'm just doing it because right now my body is warm and I don't want to injure myself by doing it after we're done and my body is cooled off. So if you're not doing a wheel, I want you to close your eyes and not look, right? Just ignore. If you're on your back moving into your bridge pose, You're going to bring your feet down to the ground, hip width distance apart, hands down next to your hips. And then on the inhale, press your feet down and away from you. And you lift your hips that way. And then I want you to breathe, if it's available, for 5 full breaths right where you are. And when you're ready, you take that last breath. And then bring your hips down to the ground, nice and easy. Give yourself a moment before you do anything else. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Rub your low back down into the mat by rocking your knees from side to side. And then drop your knees over to the right and turn your gaze to the left. And then on the inhale, one knee at a time, draw back through center, your low back finds the mat. And then exhale, drop your knees over to the right, reach your knees over to the left, reach your right arm out to the right, and turn your gaze to the right. Try to keep both shoulders down. And then you inhale, draw back through center. If you have your blocks, place your feet down on the ground for a moment. Inhale, lift your hips, slide the block underneath your sacrum. And then let your hips rest for a moment in a supported bridge. If you don't have your blocks, it's all good. You're just going to take your feet up into the sky for traditional waterfall. If you have the block, it's a supported waterfall. All right. Let your feet come back down to the ground. If you're in the supported variation, press your feet down to lift your hips, slide the block out from underneath you. You can just kind of sway the knees side to side. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Round your forehead up to your knees. Tuck your chin. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, press your feet forward. Let them hang comfortably open. Arms down by the side, body palms face up. And just close down your eyes. Relax your brow. Relax your jaw. And come into this space of, if it resonates with you, ultimate surrender. If that lands funny for you, I want you to imagine just being safe, what that feels like. Knowing that in this space, right here in this moment, you are taken care of, you are complete, you are perfect, you are all those things, right? Just the way you are. Nothing needs to change, nothing needs to be different. And rest and enjoy. Now, if what you need is to be here a little bit longer, you're going to tune me out Stay right where you are. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath, to wiggle your fingers and your toes. On the inhale, float your arms up overhead and find your full body stretch. And on the exhale, hug your knees in and take your time. Roll over to the right, passing through your fetal position, which I know this is going to sound hippity-dippity, right? But every practice, every time you step on your mat, every time you roll through that fetal position and come back to seated, you're different. Maybe just a little bit, but you're different. It's a new beginning, right? So stack your shoulders over your hips and then just let yourself settle down into a seated position, your Sukhasana. Hands can rest in your lap, on your knees, or feel at heart center in Anjali Mudra. So we take that final moment, that pause. Being grateful for this moment, for the fortune and the blessing to be able to step on your mat and practice and find peace. It's a big deal. So know that if you are able to do this practice, you are able to have and find the time, make the time, you are fortunate. So there you go. Make the best of it. Namaste.